Are you struggling to keep your students engaged during literacy time and finding that the off-task behaviors are starting to drive you crazy, and you wish there was a solution or a strategy that you could implement that would not only help you get to your reading groups, but help your students stay on task and get their work done? You're in the right place today because we're going to dive right in to talk about all about the Daily 5 for my kindergarten, first, and second grade learners and how you can implement strategies this summer to get you ready for the school year so that you can get to all of your guided reading groups. Hi, my name's Molly, and I'm a fifth grade teacher who's also taught kindergarten and first grade, and I use the Daily 5 in my own classroom, and I love to share strategies that help you streamline your literacy block so that you can get to all of those book clubs or guided reading groups. So the first thing I want to talk about is I have to give credit to the Daily 5 book. It is my teacher Bible. I go back through it every single school year and I make notes and I remind myself of what I'm going to do. The great thing is it comes back to you like riding a bicycle, and you don't have to spend a ton of time after you've implemented it the first time, and it really does get easier. You'll love how independently your students will start working once they get the hang of it and they build stamina. So I'm going to tell you how I introduce the Daily 5 in this video so that you can take some notes and be ready for the school year, which I know none of us want to hear right now, but if we prepare ahead of time, it will make it so much smoother. So I have tweaked the Daily 5 over my 10 going into my 11th year of teaching over the years just to make it more efficient. I love the systems, but some things are a little bit outdated. Moving along with technology, I've added some things in that make it just run like a smooth sailing ship. So I started talking about Daily 5 over on my Literacy Fundamentals TikTok, and it just completely blew up, and I knew that I was onto something with the way I was helping explain. I really pride myself in quick, short videos that get to the point and tell you what to do, and I don't want to waste your time. So I do that over on TikTok, so make sure you go follow me there, and I do the same on Instagram. My handle is the same as this channel, Literacy Fundamentals. Okay, so I always start with read to self. The book will tell you to do that too. You start with read to self. You get your students to build stamina. I have a different video on how to introduce read to self, and I have a video on the 3 ways to read a book. So if you're a kindergarten, first, second grade teacher, start with those 2 videos, 3 ways to read a book, and read to self if you're like, I want more details on that. But the whole point is that you're getting kids to work silently, reading. Either they're reading the pictures, reading the words, retelling the story. That's part of that video I mentioned. And you are letting them build their stamina. So again, I explain all that in that video, but you want to get to the 15-minute mark before you move on to the next station. Once they've all mastered it, then you can move on, and you really need it to be quiet so that kids are working by themselves. So when you're pulling a book club, you don't have to redirect or get somebody's attention because they're off task. The next station I always introduce after that is work on writing. Again, I have a specific YouTube video just on that station alone, and I like that one because it's very similar to read to self in a sense that you're just, you're completely doing your own activity, and it really goes hand in hand with read to self. Now, what I learned over the years was if I didn't have a plan for work on writing, then my students the kids that were motivated to write would figure out something, and then the others would just do nothing. And so I know in kindergarten we're not writing a ton yet. We might be drawing pictures. First grade as well, second grade, we're writing a little bit more. But I made writing prompts for every single grade level for the entire school year because I found that it made my life so much easier, especially when I moved to 5th grade and I had reluctant writers that just became so much more pronounced as the kids get older. So now I put a writing prompt up on the screen every day. In kindergarten, it's just one. They can draw a picture with it. They can label the picture. They can write a sentence. There's structure to it. And then first and second grade, they can have, I think there's 2 prompts for them. And my older kids, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, they have up to 3 writing prompts per day. So they get choice. There's the autonomy. And then they're working on their own in their writing journal. So that's what I introduce next in the Daily 5 system. Okay, after work on writing, then we do listen to reading. Now, I like to do that one next because it's usually the kids' favorite because I don't allow a lot of iPad time in my classroom, and so they get to actually listen to stories, and they have specific places they can go. Again, I have a YouTube video all about listen to reading. And there's a lot of rules with it. So I follow them on my Apple Classroom app so I can see what they're doing. I check in on my iPad while I'm polling a group. So I make sure they're being safe and making smart choices. I can lock them out if they're not. I give more details in that other YouTube video. After listen to reading, I do word work. Word work takes a little bit more time, and in the beginning, you might be giving them more just kind of beginning activities to get them used to it. Even in kindergarten, you might just have puzzles out to begin with because you haven't started actual word work activities. That one is a little bit more complicated. Usually your curriculum has something called word study, word work, something to go along with it. And if it doesn't, then you have to find something that aligns with what you're teaching with your reading standards. That can be a little bit trickier though. I really do think so. And I have a YouTube video on word work. So that one might take a little bit more time. Just be patient with that one and know that it can be tricky to teach in the beginning, but you really do want to stick with it because it usually aligns with what they're doing in book club, what they're doing in whole group too. Last but not least is book club, and that one takes a little bit longer to introduce just because you have to have all your assessments done to know where you want to place your kids or what skills they're going to work on in the book club. And it just takes a little bit of practice with our younger kids, but they love it and it's so worth it. And you get to work mostly in a tiny small group with them, which you get to know kids so much better. You have amazing discussions. When I switched to 5th grade, I have absolutely loved the conversations we have in book club. It just really ignites a passion in them that they probably didn't even know they had because they don't have the stamina for reading because we don't really teach them reading stamina anymore. And that's what I love about Daily 5. It's a big part of it. And then they have book club work they need to go get done before the next time you meet. It holds them accountable, and then you get to really check in with them to see what they have learned. I hope this gave you a wide view of what Daily 5 can look like in your classroom, and I am teaching a Daily 5 workshop again this July. So on July 25th, I'm teaching a K through 2 workshop, and then later a 3 through 5 workshop in the same night. It's only an hour long, and inside the workshop, I give you all the strategies I use inside of my classroom, whatever grade that I've taught, and I show you how to do each station explicitly. So it's a lot more in depth than just one YouTube video could have. And I walk you through all of that and answer any and all questions I've gotten over the years about Daily 5. And I really show you how to make it more efficient and streamlined for your classroom so that you enjoy it and your students do too. And I promise you, if you implement Daily 5 and you really fall in love with it like I have, it will become your favorite part of the day and it will become your students' favorite part of the day, which I don't know about you, but getting a letter from a student saying they love Daily 5 has just been one of the best experiences as a teacher that I've had. So you can sign up for the workshop in the link below. Just make sure you click the right grade level. It's my lowest cost thing I ever offer. I make it super affordable for teachers, and I want to see you there so I can meet you and talk to you live. Thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you hopefully soon inside of the workshop. Bye.